chat. Yeah, it's definitely there on the fucking stream, too. What a bunch of trash.
And we're down to 0 listeners with a minute to go.
Perfect.
I haven't heard you in a while, though.
Really? You can hear me? How am I fucking muted? No?
This is your Skype.
Fuck it. I never muted myself on fucking Skype. I never muted myself on Skype. I don't know what that's all about. And that is definitely fucking there, but what the fuck ever.
All right, 20 seconds.
Cool.
All right, 20. All right, share the data. Right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, man.
All right. Another wonderful day. I am Thumping Loud, joined as always by Son Together and that skeleton in the other box over there. What up, Sin in the box?
Here's to you, Mr. Skeleton.
Here's to you, and now Mr. Super Kami Guru could not make it in with us tonight. As far as we know at this point, this may change. But yeah, hope the kid gets to feeling better, and you ain't got to take nobody to the emergency room.
Yeah, fuck them ER visits.
Yeah, no shit. That shit gets expensive. But yeah, hope everything goes well over on that end. So Guru may not be joining us tonight. What you been up to, man? Besides just working.
Well, I decided to take a break from working and do a little bit of work. After I got done with work, I worked some more. And then I did some work. Then I played a little bit of Smite. Actually, no. I'll have plenty of hours, that's for sure. But hey, overtime's great. And
as long as it's approved overtime, that's never a bad thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And then on top of that, man, I've been binging some anime. I watched season 2 of One Punch Man. And then I decided I would watch My Hero Academia because I've never watched it, and I'm on season 3. So I've been getting an anime fix, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know, maybe that's what led me back to Smite, for that matter, is I wanted to have some superpowers or something, or some abilities to go fight some people with. I don't know.
I think one of my games on my list is for that same reason. I needed functionable strength that I could see as a full display of strength.
Yeah.
So getting that out of Smite, huh? Well, it's time dedicated low enough, I guess, with a sparing amount of time that you've been able to put into any video game. You don't have to get heavily invested into Smite. You can do round by round and get out and go to stuff. It's one of those games that you, even if you got to download them like your Switch or somewhere, you can just snap a couple games out real quick and then move on.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I need. I need something that needs a little less dedication, that I can play with any old jagoff. And I just kind of didn't really feel like running around and, pew pew bang bang, I got guns.
Yeah, see, I, on the other hand, because of that pew pew bang bang comment, was like, you know what, I'm going to go pew pew bang bang. And ended up going over and back into Destiny, man. I mean, I'm War Thundering, I'm Dauntlessing with guns, I'm Destiny. I'm not using guns in Grim Dawn.
Right.
That's the only other like fighting style of game of some combat that goes on. So Grim Dawn would be that other combat game, but I am playing all of the others. War Thunder's been fun. It's something you can hop in just like kind of Smite goes. I can play them around and be good and move
Yeah.
on. Same thing with Dauntless. Like a round or two. I completed my first 3 heroic mission players or behemoths, and now I've got the next part of that mission, which is the other 4 or 5. Now I've got to beat, and those heroic missions are fucking tough, man, because you just gotta deal with being kind of underpowered and using the repeater thing is they're not DPS as heavy as they are like sort of a maintained aggro discussion where you pull of the it's the same old game. There's a lot of cars in that game that just are not worth even driving around and to do certain style of racing. Like they're just not worth it. It's the same old game. There are several different types of cars in that game. There's a lot of cars that are very much worth driving and are a shit ton of fun.
So it was the NDI that's going over to the streaming PC. I had to refresh it and the audio came back. The stream wasn't frozen, but the audio quit out from the NDI from the gaming PC. I don't know why, but that's what it was. So we have audio again, and I apologize for anyone who had to listen to doubled up shit there for a second, but got to solve things. If y'all going to listen to us talk.
Robert. Yeah, Robert, we appreciate it, man. Very, very, very much appreciative of letting us know over there. I'm glad we got in on that side of things to make sure that everything was going out clean. What you missed before was I'm Thump. Most of you probably seen me at least once or twice. Monday, like I said, I was doing a live stream. Tuesday, y'all see me with the AV Bros Tuesday and Thursday nights. This is another podcast that I'm also a part of. Podcast live show that we do. This is the Angry Dandelion with me and Son and Super Kami Guru. Guru, unfortunately, is unable to join us tonight because his kid's sick. And we're all caught up.
Yeah. Welcome to life. All right. So, you've been getting pissed off at Madden. Kind of like kind of like twos.
Okay. Yeah, I really wish he was here for this conversation. I was kind of excited to find out that he may show up because I really wanted to talk to him about this one. Hey, Christine.
I'm going to try my again. So, y'all let us know in chat if it fucks up the audio again, and I'll try and figure that shit out.
Son, you got Discord still up over there, right?
No, actually, I closed out of Discord.
Oh.
Well, I have Discord actually, but I'm muted. What's going on in Discord? Oh, I had a message from two saying stream has no audio. Yeah, we figured that one out. Thanks, man.
Okay, well, I've all just what I posted there. There's the link to the stream just in case you want to follow that chat.
I'm not seeing it in general. You put it in announcements. Okay, got you.
Yeah, we are playing. Like he's about to get into. Back, we wanted to come back out and come back into it and make sure that everything's working.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know if the audio is gone and or back or what the fuck ever.
Two's just blinked back in over there to this into the channel. No, you're right. I have been getting very angry with Madden 20. Thank you, Origin, for sliding that copy over to everybody that has Premier Access. Been playing a lot of actually. I've been a lot of it since I downloaded it, and I think they nailed the story. I think the Q1 mode, the way the story is told there, is epic. The way it comes in where you're a high school 5-star recruit, everybody's looking at you. Signing day comes along, you pick your college that you're going to go to. They give you a list.
There's only one option for me, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not one or the other. That's the
I quit this game already.
Well, it wasn't for me. I don't know. You have to ask your brother about because of his regional difference on whether or not Madden recognizes that. But for me, I was given like LSU, Clemson, not Ohio State, Omaha or whatever. One of
Oklahoma.
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 Oregon, Florida State, Florida. Like those were that was my choices. And so I went with LSU. And they ended the game you got your coach that is like right before the season's about to even start. He's like, so this other quarterback committed last night, and he's coming here. And you're like, all right, well, I'll still win this fucking job. Fuck him.
Yeah.
You don't. The next snap is 4 years later. Something happened. He got injured. The quarterback Williams that comes to the school gets injured, and you're in the semifinal match before the national championship. You're going to be the starting quarterback. Ain't had a snap as a starting QB all season.
Ooh.
Like all 4 years you've been there, actually. Like you just got
like Rudying it up in there or what?
You got left the fuck out, all right? And that's what you do. The come up story is great at that point because you go in. The girl that is the security guard is like, whoa. This way's for players only, players and coaches only. Event staff needs to go over here this way. And you're like, I'm here to play against the fucking team. And she's like, oh, really? And you're like, yeah, I'm the quarterback. And so this reporter stops you and starts to ask a couple questions. Your leading wide receiver who's going to the pros, like, he's asking questions. Like, he comes up, steals you away, and he's got like, yo, you got my back on this one. You know how much this means. We've been working together. Like, I got faith that you're going to get us through this. So you played a game, and in my case, I did really good and threw a lot of touchdown passes, got this dude a lot of touches, and we're going to the national championship. He introduces me to a cancer patient. His brother died like a year before to cancer, and he introduces you to a kid that's got cancer that he's made a real tight bond with. And they ask you to, in the national championship, throw like 4 touchdown passes.
So you get to do the kid with cancer story?
Yeah, dude. So I
win one for the kid.
As the nice guy, I go out and I do it, and I throw 5. You know, I threw 5 touchdown passes.
And the kid died.
No, actually, the kid came through the surgery pretty good. I make it because of 2 really good performances. I get drafted first round. I'm drafted to Miami, and preseason, you still got to prove yourself. Like, you got to still try and make that starting lot on the roster. Even though I was a first-round draft pick, like, they want to start me, but you still got to make it. And so I make it all the way through preseason, and I'm doing pretty good. And before the first game, cancer patient up on my phone with a text message. And I could have been like, how'd you get my number? But I'm like, what's up?
Hey, if anyone wants to check on Gully, he's left.
Yeah, he is.
I'll get in on that.
Okay, so it makes sense we got the same schools.
Garbage.
And you are Lee Jones.
Sorry.
But
shotgun.
I got drafted my age. I made it 3 seasons pitch before the first game. I've been somebody you and and he's giving me you know, first game to prove my friend, so that the kids believe me. And you're like, all right, if you're me, because I nice guyed it the whole way. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I've guaranteed a win against Baltimore, but I got these career goals and shit going on too. And
so is this this is like Madden RPG?
Yeah.
Choose your own adventure Madden?
Kind of, sort of.
Use the Force.
I'll tell you.
Come to the dark side, young quarterback.
I'll tell you, it's been interesting, to say the least. I haven't made it through this first game yet because I'm fucking up my story and I want my quarterback to be exceptionally good.
Right.
So I keep quitting out of the first game because I'm fucker shit. Game I need a winner game. I'll be go good and it'll just be shit happen. So I did. Because of that, I've been like, I'm not winning that, or shit just gets out here. I'm third quarter, I 2-score lead, and then I can't do anything. Like I became the worst in every third quarter or the fourth quarter. Like that's what it's like. Man, this is ridiculous. Character is actually said to be really in the fourth quarter. Is what kind of turns on his and tunes up a little bit more when he gets fourth quarter. Literally, these formats of how you build your style and predict your a lot of the players on the field. Now, say I was since I was drafted in Miami. Now you know that my running back, Drake, I hate him. And the bad part is, he's he's a pretty decent guy. But to play behind him,
fuck that,
and watch goes on the ball in game, they screwed you, buddy. Screwed you. You make the best decisions that I've ever seen a player of that position make. It's like to go up over there. All right, well, I'm running into this dude over here. And it's like, are you kidding? Like, what? All right, well, there's this guy here, or there's these guys over here. Two over here.
Right?
All right, let's run into the right. So go up here to the left. But why? It's like, all right, we're just screen pass, and what you want you to do is come out and go over the middle. I'm gonna stand here and block.
So got no like into no.
No, it seems to be no like gameness at all. It's made my job difficult as quick when it's like, I kind of need you at least run some decent. And I tried with the backup Ballard.
Yeah, no that's there either.
Both just get the team's not really good overall. There's been a couple times where some passes in. Audio gets a little choppy whilst you play.
Does it, man?
Go ahead and mute the game completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah, that'll probably cure that little aspect of that.
Give me just a sec here. Let me get myself around this corner here like a little bitch. Oh, mute. Solved. Alright, so shit better. Better because this shit gets in. Always with the audio issues.
I understand completely. I do what you do 2 other times during the week and completely get it. Fucking get it.
Yeah, let's get this one. It's a little key. keys. Thank you.
I did forget tonight, man.
Did that the audio in and out yet, or is
like all smiles?
well, it looks like the NDI has gone ridiculous again. Let me refresh the NDI because I'm showing a steady level. I'm not showing fluctuations at all. The audio. What's going on with that? But alright, go stream only shows when I go systems. Alright. So
oh my goodness, there is a very odd looking cat.
Where?
Picture from the Order of the Bob.
Yeah. Alright. I may have solved the audio issues because I went to just system down and the audio levels seem to be going alright. I had it on just stream only.
No, right.
I only want to go from the NDI, but if I leave it at system sound, it'll seem to get some fluctuation in volume levels. So hopefully that solves the problem. I apologize, everyone. I'm still figuring out this dual P streaming. But I'll have it one day. One day. Let me please. Little keys. Take that, you bitch. Kill that bitch. There. Fuck gay. Yeah, give me some health too.
But dang.
Right.
Getting to watch the play on that fight.
Yeah.
Copy. I'm wondering if when you're running the game, Miss Bill Green network takes you.
That really be the issue. We're dropping 0 frames. It's gotten with the game in audio. Got it. I don't know what else to adjust here. Let me to the audio.
Yeah.
I wonder as I'm running through 2 audio sources, I want to have to put my fucking headphones into an in-day mixer to do this. Just fucking goddamn it. Alright. I'll go in and piss the team for a minute and see if I can't figure out what is causing the audio to be such trash.
Don't do it.
I'm going to go to settings. I'm doing it.
YouTube's not you copy. I want to with that.
YouTube is just
Well, it is.
okay.
I don't know if I put it on the. I mean, it's an online connection as an online and like the same. Yeah. Check what your network is.
Do that.
Talk all the go performance. Check your.
That's community phones. Ethernet. Yeah, it's a definitely not net, man. I'm 80% use 6.
Yeah, but check and see what.
And at center, I'm 193 megabits per second. Receive 6.4. So it's not Ethernet. Within it be putting out there.
When you go to processes No,
15%.
two programs to the most of it.
Would be exploit. And
Skype's using the most on mine.
Skype is using 4.7%. 4 point, and exploit is using 2.5. So I don't know what that would be. I have one other idea. Let me go in some settings here.
Yeah, because it did. It sounds more like a network choppy than it does anything else.
Let me drop my bitrate down a little bit. I don't know if bitrate would have anything to do with it. A shot.
I don't know. Like I said, Facebook's
a finicky bitch. That's what fake is. Alright, so I dropped network bandwidth.
what's your bit right now?
Bitrate. Let me pull that again. I'm using 20% now, so I did drop network usage on.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it did. To keep, have to just tweak and until and get it figured out. Just probably still fucking choppy, huh? Well, fucking. I'm trying to remember. Tuesday to get it fixed on his end when he was having a choppy issue. We'll see what happens when I exit game. See if that fucking solves it. And I'm out of the damn game now, so it should be correcting itself. Sounds what I can hear through your end sounds all right. Yeah, it sounds all right now. It's got to be something with the game, man.
Yep. It is purely dedicated just within the realm of that video game. 100% solved.
Yep. Well, sorry, Smite. I guess I'll find a fucking game. See, now I wonder if I'm going to have those fucking issues when I go to play games and stream, though, because I shouldn't.
But is it Skype that's causing the issue on that level? Is it because of what Skype's doing? Is that where we're at?
Quite
we need to
possibly.
we need to go back into checking on Discord video calling again to see if we can do the NDI and see if we use less bandwidth again. It may be an option that we go to again. Being the forever testers that we are.
Yeah, we try out motherfucking everything, man. Try out everything.
For the lovely people over there at IroniqRadio.com, we definitely don't mind doing a little bit of testing for making sure.
As of June 16th, there's still people begging in support to have NDI in Discord.
Yeah.
So that's the last I've seen about it. Which sucks.
Yeah, but it's the one thing that, like, if they did that, they would have all of the platforms like knocked out. Like, you wouldn't need Skype anymore. Slack, all of those Slack members could actually go to Discords because they could even video conference through it without having to do. You can't have more than a 2-person call on Slack without paying for it.
Well, motherfuckers got to get their fucking monies, I guess.
Discord? Like, think about how, like, non-financially motivated Discord is.
They are a little bit now with the Nitro. Plus, we'd have the better audio quality. Because we get better audio quality. We wouldn't have this hiss that's going on from God knows fucking where, because both you and I have no background noise going on, but there's still a fucking hiss through fucking Skype.
The hiss and the trampling.
Yeah, that we didn't have and don't have in fucking Discord. So, Skype, get your fucking shit together. Thanks for the NDI usage. Discord, get your fucking shit together. And give me some fucking NDI usage. Everybody get their goddamn shit together. If I was a dev and I knew how to do what they were doing,
I'd do it better.
That's right.
And that was tonight's Vex moment.
Vex moment for the evening.
Yep, that was the Vex moment for the evening. Just to clarify there, those of you who haven't been here before.
I'm just going to keep drinking this motherfucking bourbon.
Yeah, there you go. You deserve it. Now you need more bourbon.
Problem solved.
Yay. Maker's Mark 46.
Yes, sir.
Good choice.
Yeah, I didn't want to go just regular old Maker's Mark this go round, so. Little splash in there. All right.
So, Jake, have you made it into the beginning of the season yet? And how far in are you?
Yeah, Twos, you still rage quitting like a motherfucker?
I'm not rage quitting. I'm just like, that's not going to work for the rest of my career. That's not going to work for the rest of my career. I haven't made it past game 1 of regular season, but I play it like 18, 19 times, and I'm just like, all right, apparently this isn't going to work right now, and I'll go play something else. Game 1 of regular season. And I've been having fun with all the other shit I've been playing. That's been the good part. Like today, picking Destiny back up during the Solstice event.
Yeah.
Like, well worth it. Well worth it. I've got a solid set of 700 gear, and because of having that set of 700 gear that was kind of give to you, I'm able to level beyond into that 750 cap now. A lot easier than where I was at trying to level into that. So that's good. And the event's actually pretty fun. You go in and you're in this arena with 2 other Guardians and you fight whatever's there. It may be Cabal, it may be Fallen, it may be... I haven't really seen any Taken in there yet. But their main 3 factions. I mean, it's Vex, shit like that. Like, and it's a good fun time. Like, I've had a lot of fun playing it. He changed over to arcade mode and he's destroying things now. Yeah, man, I'll tell you, that's the one thing I haven't done yet is actually jump into like arcade mode or to the Madden Ultimate Team or any of the others. And I know I would probably have a lot more fun playing that way because game quality is going to go up a whole lot. But I'm beating myself to death just trying to get, like, I like the story. It's got me hooked, man. I'm like, I want to know what goes on. I win this game for the girl. Like, when's the part where she's going to, like, pass? What's going on? Are they going to give me that part of it? Is there going to be other people introduced? I want to know what goes on. How's my agent going to act? Because this dude had nobody. I am his only client. He grabbed me at the combine and is like, "You are my guy." And we're like, "What?" Whatever, dude.
I got too many damn chat pages to watch now, man. Fuck me.
Oh, did you finally get to see all the pages you went on?
Well, I keep getting notifications from Facebook. You got a comment from Sewn Together. You got a comment from Retro Revolution. You got a comment from, and it's like, holy shit, man. I don't have time to play games anymore. I got to watch all these chat rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the world, which is that.
Yeah, no shit. Alright, so now I've got 4 motherfucking chat rooms up.
Welcome. All right. If I'm not mistaken, you should have retro, angry, my page.
I can't have that many. That's too many pages.
Hold on. WBLZ.
Right now, I have retro, sewn together wrong, the
Drafted to
angry
the
dandelion.
Raiders. Oh man, you're gonna start out in such a better position than me. You're gonna have at least a little bit better of a squad around you because Miami, man, it's bad, dude. It's so bad. Like I'm having the hardest time.
I'm not having any time.
Nope, nope. You decided that you're not diving back into the Madden moment.
Nope. Man, I wish there was a college football game.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before you see one of those ever again. This was kind of the closest thing you got to it. You got to play 2 college games. Like, I got to play the semifinal and the national championship game. I got to be on those college rosters. Like, those guys were, like, the people on those college rosters were there for those teams. And that may be all that Madden, because he said he got the same list.
Yeah, that they may only have the license from those schools to use those schools' mascots and images and blah 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 blah.
Right. And so because of that, you get to play those 2 college games. You play one in Dallas and where the hell was the other game? I can't remember where was the national championship at last year. I mean, I go to the combine with a guy who is my quarterback, like on my team. Like Dwayne Haskins is in the combine. Like we're getting drafted for this year to play. Like it's you see everything about it. You're like, holy shit, it's all yay. This is probably one of the best advancements of Madden. Now, I took a couple years off because I just didn't see nothing changing. And it was just Madden over and over again. It Call of Duty'd itself for me. There was no innovations into the way the game played. This new real motion engine that they're running on now, this is something that's been pulled over from FIFA, of course, because
Right.
FIFA's been leading the development of this style of game now. Sports games in general are run by the FIFA model. Because they've got the most authentic gameplay to bring forth with player movement and stuff like that. And yes, it's still part of the EA franchise, but Madden kind of took a back seat for a little bit and wasn't getting nothing, wasn't doing nothing. They started trying to reach down in your pockets, and people was like, fuck all that shit. And this is different. Like the story, like I said, I think they've nailed it.
Nice change of pace, a little refreshing. Lets you get your gamer on a little bit. Would you say? Versus just being a sports fan playing a sports game, you get to be a little bit of a gamer with the Madden.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoy the playing part of it, and the playing part of it is also that much better than old Madden because movement and the way, like when you play a full game, the very first thing you do after you see the intro to the game is you play in the Pro Bowl. And you play the whole Pro Bowl, like a position that you want to play, like all of that. You know, you handle off, you become running back, you pass the ball, you become whatever gets it. Interceptions, like you name it, you're part of all of the action. And that's how they introduce you to the game, is getting to play in the Pro Bowl.
Nice.
And then you get to decide where you're going to go. And so I dove into let's see what this make my QB looks like. And it's a hell of a good story.
Nice.
Like I say, they play the cancer card with the girl, and You're kind of a dork about it when you first meet her. Like, you can tell there's a stronger bond. They play this game called Off the Board.
Yeah.
It's the girl. It's her game. It's like she's got the best games, man. It's like Off the Board. And she's like, all right, so if you had a unicorn, what color would its mane be? Pink or purple?
Purple.
I picked purple. But the game is in the name. Off the board. The two answers that you're given aren't the answer. It's almost like playing, you heard 8-Bit Bros games. We do not define or da 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 da. Yeah. Her game works the same way, where basically, like, these are two choices, but the game's called Off the Board. So if you don't like either of these two choices and you just want to dive out there and give this crazy explanation of, like, your unicorn, then Off the Board is that's where you get your points at, because you're not using the confines of the game. You're going off the board and making your own story. And so just kind of like all the meanings that go into the layers of making that kind of game and your choices moving forward from that point. They're hitting all the right stuff. It's a gamer's game as well as a good sports game.
Well, maybe I could splurge and spend another $10 and check it out for a minute. There's one thing I miss about Madden. And this is going to go all the way back to like 2001.
Oh boy.
Is when me and my dudes used to all get together at my buddy's house, get fucked up, each of us chip in $5, and we'd have Madden tourneys.
Hey, not for anything, we can still do that if we can get enough of the guys together to actually be able to pull this off, pull a Discord group together, maybe even hop into some other Discords.
Do a little Madden tourney.
PayPal that shit, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And just winner take all, I guess, at that point, yeah. I wonder if... Sorry, this is way off fucking base.
Doop, 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 doop.
I wonder if fucking Wallpaper Engine was fucking with the audio. Wallpaper Engine fucks with a lot of shit when you're
Wallpaper Engine fucks with everything, dude. That's why I don't run... I still have it, but I don't run it very often, because as great as some of the wallpaper images and the videos and all the other shit that goes on with those, as great as they are, as great as that database of shit to pilfer through is, it don't really take up a lot of time until you want to do something like
what we're doing, because I pause it on my gaming rig when we're streaming, and I just now pause it on the streaming rig. Because, you know, it's got the little video bullshit going on. I love the background that I got, man. I like my fucking squid, you know? But,
dude, I used to have different motorcycle trips going on all of my screens.
Nice.
Because they're great. And just videos of, like, people riding a motorcycle through an area, whether it be a forest or a desert or down a coastline. Like, it was just cool. It got some of the greatest videos for stuff like that. I like a lot of the animated stuff too. Like, had a lot of World of Warcraft backgrounds that were like melt backgrounds, where it looks like parts of the screen are doing stuff. It's a kind of a screen melt a little bit, where it gives the mimic of motion to a degree. Yeah. But you're talking about with fire or the heat going across ice and stuff like that kind of motion stuff.
Yeah.
Also, like a lot of the astrological shit that is...
Yeah, dude, the space shit always looks cool.
All the space stuff is always so good. And that's every background Like you ain't gotta have wallpaper engine for that. Like
No.
they're just plain wallpapers that you can still snatch just anywhere. That you're just like, man, space is cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude, space is cool as fuck.
Like just pictures of it, you're just like, yep, that's cool.
Yeah, man, I watched all that Nova shit when it pops up on Netflix, man. All that Nova shit. Nerd out on some shit that's going on fucking Saturn, man. I watched one on fucking Saturn recently, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
buddy of mine, he doesn't get to pop in and game too much anymore. He used to work on airplanes and stuff like that, and is now working for NASA.
Oh.
And shout out to Setzer. He's working for NASA now, and he was actually working on some of the components that would actually like launched out on the new Mars rover.
Nice.
Yeah, just a
You have your own. You have your own Howard Wolowitz.
Yeah, he's just a really fucking cool. Setzer is. He's a really fucking cool dude. He kind of backed out the gaming, found himself a woman, got married, had a baby, and but he's a hell of a fucking nice guy, man. And it's cool that I can say, hey, man, I know someone who works for fucking NASA. But named his kid after his science hero, and I won't be throwing out, my buddy's children's names over the internet.
But you get a violation of personal info.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. But
yo, this thunderstorm here is going fucking ape shit, man. I don't know if you've heard
No, I ain't heard shit. That's what's fucked up, man. We got this stupid fucking audio hiss. And you got a thunderstorm outside I can't fucking hear. Fuck you, Skype.
I see you have the audio hiss. I do not.
It's all it's all on the streams and shit, and there's nothing I can do that makes it go away. As soon as we got into Skype, it popped up.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's Skype. I understand the concept.
Fuck Skype. That's been my Skype catchphrase or whatever the fuck you want to call it since I ever fucking had to use Skype. And it still holds true. Fuck you, Skype. Fuck you and your stupid fucking ass, Skype.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I may curse a fucking lot on this show. If you're a child and you shouldn't hear these things, earmuffs. If you're an adult and you listen to this shit, okay. That's all I got for you.
Yep.
We got 801. Do you want to five it for a minute, man? Come back and actually get down into some news.
I mean, we can.
I could use a fiver, cause
I still haven't charged this thing.
I can throw up audio on my end. It'll still just be more of my dumb shit that I've made with simple little loop beat maker things, but I can throw up some audio. Will radio get it if I put it up?
No, radio won't, but I have a means of handling that bit too, I think.
All right. I'm going to play some like epic sad shit. Put the shit on loop.
Oh. I'm trying to find a commercial.
Yeah, that's not the one I wanted.
No.
Do you want to put up some real weird shit? I got some real weird shit I can throw up there too. Yeah, I'm going to put up some real weird shit. Real weird shit.
Real weird shit or just kind of weird shit?
Oh, it's real weird shit. Man, I give myself a buzz. I get into those, what's it called, like Mixcraft or some bullshit like that, where you get a free trial, and your free trial expires. But you can just be like, yeah, no, my trial's expired, continue. And then you can still use the software. So they're like, yeah, we're going to try and goad you into spending money, but we know we such shit that you don't have to, man. It's cool. Just go on in. It's good, man. I know we're charging the cover and everything, but we know we suck, so just come on, man. Just fill it. Please use our stuff. Come on in. But yeah, so when you're ready, I'm ready.
I think I'm ready.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit the break screen. Y'all, we'll be back in like probably less than 5 minutes. It's being Thump. We quick on the breaks.
Yep.
All right, the break screen's up. There's some shitty audio noise. And listen to this nonsense.
All right. And we are back.
Yes, sir. Show, man. Do your shit. There we go. All right. Give me enough time to grab another beer, top off my bourbon again, continue to smoke cigarettes.
Beer and bourbon.
And cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What a combination. I will say, I've been up since 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
say that is horribly irresponsible.
It's called very responsible for Jobby Job, but the beauty is before we started the show tonight, I combined a little bit of Starbucks vanilla latte with a little bit of Monster energy drink, and I'm feeling all right, man. Probably go for another, 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I go for a while.
I got another half hour in me.
I got at least, 3 minutes left, man.
That's all right. I'll just start snorting the sugar off the table.
Man, that's one thing that's fucking... Dude, what is it? My Hero Academia fucking... The dude who has the power where he eats sugar and, gets buff. If that was a real thing, dude, I'd be ripped as fuck.
Say, I would be rip AF.
Yeah, dude, no one would stand a chance against me and my donut-eating ass.
I mean, you know.
I'm the guy who, back in the day when I wasn't making very good money...
I bet there's a couple 600-pounders out there that say that they'd be better.
This is probably true if they could move. But back in the day, man, when I was a young cook, just trying to get
Gil.
by, I would go to Kroger, end of the day Kroger, 10 p.m. and I pick up one of their on sale gallons of milk for $1.39, and then I'd go to their bakery and pick up their day old donuts for $3, and that's what I would eat for a week, dude, was donuts and milk.
Really?
Yeah, dude, no money, and dude, one donut's got enough calories to get you by for a while.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Other than that, I was buying booze and cigarettes.
Yeah. That's what kept you skinny.
Yeah, never was skinny, but it's what kept me young.
Yeah, there's a 110-year-old woman recently came out in an article that she credits faith to a long and healthy life.
Who's Faith?
I don't know. Donuts are always good.
Donuts, yeah. Donuts is top-notch shit. Can't go wrong with a good donut.
Look, I don't know about you, man, but running in dark mode.
Do you switch your Windows preference over to dark mode?
Yeah.
It's not...
Yeah, I did. And with reading Facebook chat, it's fine. But when you have special commenters...
I don't get... See, my Facebook comments are still white.
Like Gil?
Yeah, Gil's shit. The shit I'm seeing for Gil, man, that shit is still white.
In a white circular bubble?
Yeah, it's still the classic fucking Facebook, man. This Chrome 76 shit, it works if I'm on Google. It seems to only work on certain pages for me.
I would send you a picture, but...
When I updated to Chrome 76 today and enabled the dark preference in Windows, I removed all of my themes for dark mode and everything.
The Chrome extension.
Yeah, I removed all those extensions because Google naturally now well, here, fuck, I'll just show everyone what I'm talking about. I can do that. So that's
Don't give anybody's names out.
That's who's giving names out?
If you post them on the screen.
Oh, I'm not posting any names on the screen. Yeah, plus Ultra is what Jake says. He knows. But yes. So what you're seeing on the screen right now, that's dark mode. That's Chrome 76, where you go into your Windows preference and enable dark. That's your preference is dark mode. This is what you get from Chrome 76 without the other add-ons or whatever the fuck you want to call them. It's gray. And that's kind of what every web page tries to do. So if you still have the apps and whatnot on your Chrome, you're going to get better dark mode than this. And
some of the extensions are bad. Some of them are pretty good.
What are you... What am I seeing
right.
in this screenshot? Plus Ultra?
Oh, no, that's what my chat looks like.
Oh, I could get into that, dude. I'd be all right with that.
It's good up until, like I said,
You
Gil's
get those-
comments are really weird because they're in a white bubble. They've silver removed his name, so it's just it's outlined.
Yeah, no, I've got the blue name with the darker, with the gray bubble with the black lettering.
Like all the rest of it I like. All the rest of it looks like Punch Out, and then this looks like Punch Out on Punch Out.
So what do you think about Chrome ditching Java support altogether?
They said
or
by 2020
Flash Player support.
It's Flash Player, and they said back in like 2016 that this was their plan.
Yeah,
and they've been trying to get rid of it and get rid of it and get rid of it, and now they're like, look, we're serious. We do not want it out there anymore. Stop.
I like this article. Just title of this article: Chrome 76 adds dark mode, removes incognito mode detection. It also adds another nail in the coffin for Flash.
Right.
I like it.
It does, man.
But I'm all right with Chrome 76, man. So far, it seems to be doing all right.
I'm liking it for what I'm getting out of it right now. That I like the fact that you can go back incognito and websites aren't going to be able to manipulate you for that.
Yeah, like all these fucking ads I'm getting right now. God damn it. Pop-up ads, bullshit. Come on, CNET. But yeah, I'm good. As soon as you posted that up, I was like, oh, I gotta update. Motherfucker's gotta update, get his dark mode. Because I don't like lights. Like this fucking ring light on this Razer Kiyo. It's making my face look all shiny right now. I could probably turn that shit down. Jesus.
Bob's, I'm muting you for an hour.
Who's getting muted?
The Bobs.
How do you guys feel? Brad Garrison YouTube says, how do you guys feel about them make safe spaces for heroin addicts to do their heroin? Isn't that called an abandoned building?
I am fully behind the hatred of heroin as a drug.
It's a terrible fucking drug. Of course. Yeah, definitely.
So on that level, I don't like a lot of drugs that have been thrown into the as bad as heroin category.
Other than nicotine, it just don't kill you as quick.
Well, nationally, all of your Schedule 2s, or anything that marijuana, heroin, cocaine, PCP, fucking you can go through the fucking list of just like stuff that is considered to be on the same level as heroin. And for me, heroin in its process and everything about it is got to be the worst substance that has been introduced to a population ever. And I mean, as a global,
it is a trash drug.
Yeah, as a global population, for this to be a thing, especially with a lot of the modern manipulations that have gone on to the drug, this is horrible. And to condone it in any way, shape, or form, for me, I completely disagree with it.
Yeah,
now
same way.
Now, what doing something like this does for all of the other drugs that I may not feel as bad about is a split decision on this. I don't believe heroin should have been given the
It's a life destroying drug. So
yeah.
So let's
deserve the space like that. I don't. Yeah. But there are things that I believe that
Motherfucker can't go outside and smoke pot, but he's got a safe place to go shoot up.
Yeah,
so does that tell you your government wants you to just be a worthless fucking addict?
No. The places that this is coming up are safe spaces like this that are being made available are for areas that have already okayed other drugs.
Free needles and blah blah whatever.
Yeah, man. Now that's the one that gets me, man, because my area is strict.
You don't want your addict to get AIDS, but you want them to still shoot up.
Yeah. Let's make it as safe as possible. Methadone clinics was kind of always a really funny one for me too, is because basically you're giving them a heroin substitute, and it's okay for them to come to you and get their drugs, but not go out and find their own drugs.
I'm just gonna call it conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot to be able to be said for that. Mr. G and the Retro Gamer, yo, what up? Appreciate you coming in here, man. Checking us out. We are the Angry Dandelion Show.
Yo.
And we get up in them topics sometimes.
Yeah, we go out the fucking deep end, but that's all right. What else we got in these show notes? Let's get the fuck off the nasty shit. B-Rad, I think it's trash.
I think it's a horrible idea when it's related to the drug that it's directly related to. But there is something to be said.
They even have trained medical personnel in case they OD.
Yeah.
So it's not okay for a motherfucker to sit in his house and get high. But it's cool for a motherfucker to go someplace where the government can lord over you and you can get high and be a... I'm going to stop her. I'm going to have like the FBI knocking at my trailer door. Man, I ain't trying to do that shit.
Well, I mean,
I've been drinking PBR, and you know how white trash people get when they've been drinking PBR. You seen South Park.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking Appalachian Mountain Brewing Company out of Boone, North Carolina. And I'm drinking not an IPA. P.S. It's an IPA.
Surprise!
It's the greatest name for a beer I've ever had. It tastes really good too.
Oh yeah.
Because it literally it probably doesn't come through very well. But not an IPA, and then if you get down in there and you read the PS, it's an IPA. Pale ale.
Nice.
Like that's their beer. They were like, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna give you this beer, not this beer, but this beer."
So did you look at this thermal take memory article by chance?
I am looking at thermal take memory.
All right, so it looks cool, man.
It bees into the system to maintain that hype fucking level.
First
fucking
of all,
hype.
This image that they're using, that's computer generated shit. First and foremost, and follow it here, people. You can barely see the tube that's coming out here. Where the fuck is that tube's coming out of the CPU and going where? Straight up. What about this RAM over here, man? It's not getting cooled at all.
No, it's got two plugs.
And that's my old motherfucking motherboard underneath of it, man. Is that X299 Prime Deluxe? I got that motherboard. That's the one I broke the fucking transistor off of and trashed when I was trying to remove my mono block. I still got that fucking mono block, but that's the motherboard I had. But it's just an artist rendering, so I'm sure it good. But they're selling this as like an all-in-one RAM package. And they're charging you a motherfucking premium for some slow-ass RAM.
Yo, my question is...
They're throwing that 3200 megahertz out there, but you start looking at cache latency, and it's sad.
Yes. This is... What would you say? DDR2? DDR...
It's early
performance.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just your timings in between shit are fucking terrible. The lower your cache timings, the lower your CL is, the faster your RAM actually operates. Your megahertz are important, but your cache latency is just as important. And I mean, if you look, they're selling a 32 gigabyte DDR4 3600, so it'll hit 3600 megahertz. That's great. That's 3.6 gigahertz. Congratulations. But you start looking 18, 19, 19, 39 timings. Now, another article I have linked in the description and that I'll pull up is this G-Skill Trident Z Neo. Look at the CL timings in that. 14, 15, 15, and 35. That's a big fucking difference. And that stuff actually fucking matters. So, great on selling the looks, thermal take. I ain't buying your shitty shit RAM. Y'all didn't even take the time to optimize your shit. You threw a water block on it and are trying to sell it for like $439, man, for 32 gigs of RAM with a water block attached.
Poop.
Yeah.
Literal poop.
You don't need to, first of all, you really don't need to water cool your RAM. You just don't. I'd be like, oh man, I got an NVMe SSD, let me water cool it. You're just doing it to do it at this point, y'all. It's just not really that necessary. If you got good enough...
No, it's for pretty.
Yeah, but there's a... Dude, you know me, I love pretty. I love a good-looking PC. But at the same time, you're losing that much function to have form? No. Absolutely not at those fucking price points.
The point of this actually is if you go to the sets, you still get pretty. You just don't stock it. Stylization pretty.
Yeah, look at that Trident Z. It's some good looking RAM that looks real similar to my just Trident Z, but it's faster with tighter timings, which means better performance in the end. And that's what you want.
This is where you still get pretty. It's just not tidy pretty, because tidy pretty is what they're selling you with the water block idea. It is a self-contained unit, so it doesn't look like sticks of things going on. You just get a solid color unit, and that's more simplification is kind of more what we're trying to sell you than anything else. Unfortunately, at the task of a price tag and way lower performance.
Yeah, no, I know you talking to pretty and whatnot, but EK makes RAM water blocks and have made RAM water blocks, and they actually I was going to pull it up for you, but the one that they have in the picture looks like shit. So I'm not going to do it. Most of them are just nickel and plexi, and they'll let your coolant do its thing for you. But I've become a non-fan of colored coolant just because of what it does to your water blocks.
Oh, yes.
The sediment deposits and shit like that. And you know, I've used EKWB's Primo Chill's View coolant, and it looks fucking sick. If you pull up my Facebook and scroll down through my photos or videos, you'll see how fucking cool that Primo Chill View looks. But within 1 month, my system was fucking gunked up. It's a show coolant. Most colored coolants are show coolants. The only one that I've found that doesn't really fuck with anything is actually Mayhem's clear UV blue. So it's a clear coolant, but you put UV light on it and it turns blue. Like a sky blue. I've actually used that and then used Mayhem's Aurora Silver Booster. So I had like that silver flecky, flowing look, but I kicked on my UV LEDs and it would be blue, silver, shiny. It was cool looking. But that shit still gunked up systems. So if you're gonna water cool, just run straight water. Let your RGB components do the work. As far as colors go, that's how I really. Unless you're building a show system. And I know there's people out there like Singularity Computers and those guys who are just so pro with their water cooling shit. They mix their own shit from Mayhem's coolants, and their shit doesn't have problems because they run such clean, straightforward loops where there's not a lot of twists and turns. And I got a lot of fucking twists and turns in my fucking build. Because I ain't pro. I'm enthusiast level, I guess.
Oh, you are definitely enthusiast level. Do we need to pull out the chart again? Do you need to take the test?
I ain't plus ultra on my PC building yet, but
plus ultra.
I'm getting there.
Ultra.
But the Trident Z Neo, man, that I'm a little jelly because
it's sexy.
Well, it looks like the RAM I already have, and it's got tighter timings. I think what I have is a cast latency of like 16, 19, 36 or something like that. So I actually had better performance out of my Ripjaws 5 DDR4 3200 than I do out of my RGB DDR4 3200, both G-Skill.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for anything. There's something to be said about these LED diodes on these chips
draw.
have to take away from some of the performance in some way.
Yeah, but it seems like G-Skill with this Trident Z Neo is hammering it fucking home.
Finding a way to balance that back out again.
Yeah, because, dude, Ryzen processors need fast RAM for them to work well.
And that is a continued debate. Ryzen processors and whether you need them.
I think if on a budget and you want to game and stream, you do. I think Intel doesn't have anything to compete right now, really. Well, they have something to compete. It's just old.
Well, yeah, because it's been around for a while. Apparently, dude, I'm telling you, I hope they Madden on their next shit. Madden is the greatest comparison to it that you could have right now.
Yeah.
There have been years where Madden, for me, just got to be the same thing.
Well, AMD is going to continue to prove on their architecture. The one article that I have linked in the show notes, it actually is really good news for gamers, to be completely honest. Lisa Su confirms that there's high-end 7nm Navi chips coming. So maybe we'll actually... I'll wait. I mean, I'm waiting with bated breath. But I'll wait and see. But she's basically saying that AMD is going to have something to compete with the 2080 and the 2080 to compete in the high-end market space when it comes to GPUs. And I tell you what, the $1,200 graphics cards, they need to be a thing of the fucking past because they were never should have been a thing anyways, unless you want to go complete enthusiast and deal with Titans.
But we all know that only the price point on them come from a demand for something that wasn't even related to gaming.
Well, yeah, you're talking the ray tracing, and actually,
well, no, I'm talking about the only demand for high end fucking graphic cards was for mining.
And it wasn't even high end graphics cards that were really doing that well. To be completely honest with you, man. You had AMD cards, RX 580s and stuff like that were outperforming, as far as the mining goes, that were outperforming 1080 Ti's and stuff like that. The price jump that came from NVIDIA when it came to the 2080 and the 2080 Ti is because they own the market, man. There's no fucking competition.
Yeah, well, they did it with the 1080s, though.
And they could do it.
The price came with the 1080s.
Yeah, there was a bump there. You're right. You're absolutely right. They started to slowly jack up their prices, and then they're like RTX. Well, there was an article I read the other day that basically said like you ain't gonna see games released with just like you need an RTX card until like 2022.
Remember Battlefield with the Frostbite engine when it first released? That level of like
hype.
Graphical development.
Mm-hmm. But ray tracing...
That's what they tried to sell RTX as right now.
Yeah. Ray tracing isn't there yet. It's not getting implemented in games enough. The graphics cards that can implement it and still perform are way too fucking expensive. You gotta be... And I'm fairly bleeding edge when it comes to new technology, but you have to have the money to constantly stay bleeding edge, and then you're barely getting anything out of it. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. So, AMD, bring on the fucking competition to NVIDIA, like you just brought it to fucking Intel. Let's get some price wars going on in there. Let's get GPU prices back down, because what AMD's done to Intel has driven prices down. We need competition in the market space. We absolutely do.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
But, in that...
But I don't believe you can just throw, like, chewing gum in scenario and think that things are going to get sticky.
No. AMD, if they're going to compete in the GPU, in the high-end GPU space, they really need to put something forward.
Yeah, it's going to have to be something fucking extremely solid.
Well, I mean, you're going to... What I would like to see out of AMD in the GPU space is that they put out something that competes with the 2080 Ti for about $300 cheaper. If it was only $900, just $300 cheaper, brings us back down into...
To $900 to $1,000.
Yeah, to be in the high end, to be at the enthusiast level. I paid $900 for my 1080 Ti. I've got no problem paying $900 to be on the bleeding edge. But I do have that extra once you cross the $1,000 mark, man,
it needs to meet a lot of demands.
Yeah, dude. I should. Like,
I need to know for a certain amount of time after I've spent that much money.
Yeah,
that I'm not going to have to worry about anything.
Not a year later, there's a new graphics card out that smokes this one, and I get that's how the PC market space works, but
no, not when when you talk about these RTX cards, and then you bring in the RTX Super cards.
Yeah, refresh just because they needed to find these super cards. All they are is bin chips, and it gave NVIDIA a way to say, we're giving you something new to compete at a price point with AMD when it comes to the 5700 and the 5700 XT. Those compete with the 2060 and the 2070 at a better price point. They just do.
Yeah.
And AMD is now so they're competing on the low end. They're competing in the CPU space. They're competing in the server space. They're actually competing pretty much everywhere but the high-end GPU market. Now, what gets dirty about that is we're going to see Intel jump in to the discrete graphics card market space by the end of 2020, supposedly.
Yeah, middle to end of 2020, somewhere in there, we're going to get the solid card release.
Yeah, so let's all pray for competition if you're a PC gamer. Because it's absolutely necessary.
Speaking of competition in gaming space, so what is this about a PlayStation price hike?
Yeah, okay. So, let me close out some other bullshit articles so I can
dedicate.
Yeah, less system resources, all the fucking ads. So, Sony basically said if tariffs continue or go up further, they're going to raise prices on PS4 and PS5 due to tariffs.
Okay, now is this a China-backed corporation?
No, but
influencing China's governmental policies towards the U.S.?
Well, Sony's a Japanese company, but most silicon, most chips, most everything are manufactured in China.
Right.
So it's going to cost PlayStation, it's going to cost Sony more, and Microsoft and Nintendo have all reached out to the U.S. government like, please, knock it the fuck off. And I'm all for it too. Knock it the fuck off. Let's develop a product that competes in the market space instead of just saying, hey, man, you're taking all of our money. We're going to charge you more money for use your stuff. All that's happening, man, is it gets passed on to the fucking consumer.
The continued commercial economy that has been built for quite a long time period now.
Yeah.
Which is really weird that government that wanted to control its own financial destiny now has screwed up a lot of the financial destiny of the rest of the world.
Yeah, and in itself, at the same fucking time, man. I'm not going to dive too deep into politics, but what the fuck, man?
Well, you go from the Boston Tea Party to now, and you're like, hold on. Wait, hold on. How did that work?
Yeah, dude, I'm about to start throwing computer... No, I can't do that. Computer chips into the harbor.
Yeah, like what happened that changed everything to that extreme that you virtually just became what you never wanted in the first place?
Oh, I've got a few ideas. But yeah, so supposedly PlayStation prices are going to go up if the U.S. continues the bullshit tariffs on China. And maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, y'all
tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us in the chat.
Yeah, y'all
Tell
are
us in
welcome
the
to
chat.
tell me I'm an idiot. Brad says it was aliens. I agree.
Brad is aliens, but
word. So at that the PS price hike article, I've got no good transition for this, but y'all, you ready to play Diablo on your browser, man?
Not for anything. Not for anything. You and I have already started to find ourselves maybe getting close to doing such a thing.
Yeah, dude. Hold on, let me close out a fucking ass. There we go. But yeah, so you can play Diablo on a web browser now, which makes sense, dude. I mean, come on, Diablo is fucking old enough that you should be able to run it on a fucking web browser.
Oh yeah.
When did original Diablo release, dude? We're talking 1990s, right?
Easily.
I'm gonna Google that. December 31st, 1996.
Yeah. I was drinking.
So if you can't take your game from 1996 and run it on a web browser, then whatever. But it's still pretty cool to see that a former AAA game is going to be playable on your web browser. I thought that was kind of cool. So maybe I'm playing Diablo on my phone on breaks. On that note, though, I don't have an article for this shit, but I did read some shit on Project xCloud.
Oh, did you know?
Today. Yeah. And the article kind of alluded to, like, Project xCloud is gonna... If you want a Scarlet, you can have a Scarlet, but if you've got the internet connection, you just need Project xCloud. So when Scarlet releases, it will have release games, but they'll eventually be on xCloud anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I've kind of been looking at a bunch of stuff as such. A lot of the that I'm just gonna like watching what Strata's doing and what xCloud's doing and what Nintendo, not for anything, people should be paying more attention to what Nintendo's doing because they're so getting overlooked in this market of what they're doing right now. I don't even know if Microsoft's got a clue on how, like, Nintendo is just like, all right, we're part of the market now.
Hey man, I think it's great that Nintendo and Microsoft are seeing that, hey, if we're going to survive, we're going to have to combine forces and use both of our powers to be king. It's kind of seems where it's headed to me. Anyways, it's like it's either you're going to collaborate or you're going to fall off. Because it truly seems like, first of all, the handheld market is going to it's going to be huge.
Consumer motivated market dictates in the gaming world that this is a requirement that we need.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Smite is now crossplay between the Switch, the Xbox, I think PlayStation's in there, and the PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need. Because it doesn't segregate you and your buddies, man. You know, good afford to build a gaming rig. He's got his Xbox though, so games like this play with. And all that really means in the end is money for the developers of the games. Maybe not the console manufacturers, but that's why we've seen console manufacturers nabbing up studios left and right.
Console manufacturers, though, for the most part, have told everybody the honest truth from the get-go is every console they sell, they lose money on anyway.
Yeah, it's about the games. So why not go to a cloud? Where we're headed totally makes fucking sense.
Cloud gaming. The bigger problem that we end up facing moving forward, though, seems to be the infrastructure globally for a gaming community. That seems to be a bigger problem that we haven't been able to manage our hand like onto right now. What are you doing?
Oh, just
are you listening?
Text responding in chats. All right, Super Smash Bros. On Xbox confirmed. That'd be cool. Even though I'm not a huge Smash Bros. Fan.
That would be cool, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about it, Nintendo has the game library that is easy to adapt to a mobile space. What the fuck just happened? All right, sorry, that was my monitor just refreshed and changed its resolution. Anyways, I don't think it fucked with the stream, but it
didn't, but you did.
So Nintendo has the games to compete in the mobile space,
right?
Microsoft has the networking to make it all available. What the fuck?
Microsoft is global as far as their networking is concerned anyway. You know, it's when you think about the governmental computing infrastructure around the world, a lot of that is built off of a Windows base.
Yeah. Microsoft got their hands in everything.
Yeah, so they've got the infrastructure put down to be able to go, all right, we're available everywhere. You just got to adapt to the regions of what style of your availability you're going to be able to be done. And then you partner up with Nintendo that is like, our style works everywhere. And you're like, yeah, it does, actually.
It does.
And then you go in with that one and you throw those two together and I don't know. It is that what is that power couple? Brad Pitt, Jolie. Like it is the extreme of how nice it could be.
Inbox or some shit.
Yeah. The Xbox Tendo?
Xtendo.
The X. No, that's already a company. That's why they can't use it.
Oh. It's a good name.
Yep, the Extendo.
But
That's why it's already been used in pornography.
oh, I was thinking more of like sounds like a power you'd have in anime.
Yep,
But
yep.
but
And
sounds
and
now it became more of a power you'd have in hentai.
yeah, yeah, no.
Extendo plus ultra.
Plus ultra. Oh no, no, not
I feel
plus
bad
ultra.
for that poor girl. Anyways, but that's the future. Really, man, cloud gaming is the future of gaming. It solves everyone from having to go out and buy a fucking console.
Right, but the thing is the infrastructure to provide streaming gaming
Isn't
capability.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's a map, you can probably find it, that is the areas of the country that are able to run Google Strata at its minimum performance. And the ones that can are the red states, and there are a lot of areas that do not meet the minimum capability. Like there may be pockets in their states.
Yeah. Well, dude, you
that,
can
that
drive
are
30.
able
You can
to-
drive 30 minutes from me, and they don't stand a chance.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing is how many of those 30 minutes from you are more areas in your state than there are areas like yours that can handle it.
Oh, tons
And
of them, man. If I wasn't on a major highway,
that's what
I
they're
wouldn't have
talking
what I
about when
have.
they're talking about the availability for these streaming platforms is even if you're introducing this, what is a grand new capability, like if you can connect to the internet, you can play this game.
Yeah.
Then we've reached this new point of, yeah, but some people can't connect to the internet well enough to be able to play that game. And even right now, the way it stands for Google Stadia is that if you do connect, even if you're connecting at a max potential connection,
Mm-hmm.
the latency bubble that you're going to face is still in some extreme timing based games.
Enough
You're
to
still,
make a difference.
yeah, you're still going to find yourself getting fucked. And that's just coming from a gamer's perspective. The difference, even as a PC gamer, the difference between a wired mouse and a wireless mouse and the willingness to go back and forth between wired controllers and wireless controllers and what you're using them for, there's something to be said to be hardwire connected.
Oh, absolutely, man. This SteelSeries mouse that I have, it's wireless. And I'll keep it wireless unless I'm playing a game that needs quick reaction time. The reason I got it is because it can't be wired or wireless.
Yeah, it's
And I rotate.
my old Razer Naga Extreme Chroma was a combo wired wireless.
Yeah, and I've needed a wireless mouse because my whole setup is here in my fucking room. So when I go to bed at night, I push one monitor back, rotate one monitor out, face it towards my bed, disconnect the wireless mouse, and I can, keep clicking. But if I'm gaming, man, it's definitely connected. And even though that you can look at reviews for some of the newer wireless mouses, and the latency is negligible, but for comfort's sake, I don't even want it.
It matters. It matters. It's a mental thing at that point, and
Yep.
sure, fine, it's fine that it's a mental thing at that point. But that's what I think that difference is going to make to when you're purely talking on a gaming level. Strata, xCloud, these things are purely on gaming levels. And that latency issue is the thing that they have to figure out in order to make that the next level thing.
Yeah. I got the SteelSeries Rival 650. is the mouse I bought. And dude, it's the one that you can adjust the weight to. Like it's got extra weights you can put inside and whatnot. But honestly, it's the most comfortable mouse I've used since my original Razer Naga that still has held up. I've got the Naga Trinity, and it's on my streaming PC, but it still fucks up a lot. And that's why I'm done with Razer. Moving on.
You know what? My Naga Trinity had a double click issue with the left mouse click, but it's worked itself out.
That's good.
At this point right now, I don't have the double left click issue anymore, and now my mouse is at supreme performance.
The scroll wheel issue that I have.
Yeah, I would have never been able to tolerate that at all.
I couldn't, man.
I'm surprised you made it as far as you did with it, because I know how, like, absolutely aggravated I can be about some things.
Smashed the fucking scroll wheel, dude. I've gotten pissed off enough where I've literally just hammered on it to bend this little pin down that allows it to not click when it's trying to scroll. So what would happen is I'm trying to use the scroll wheel, and it would click down to auto scroll everything all the fucking time. What the fuck are these? How am I getting out loud notifications when I got shit muted? How's that even fucking possible? Whatever, man. Moving on. Moving right the fuck up. So, have you checked out Outer Worlds at all?
I mean, it doesn't
Space
really
Fallout?
fit. It doesn't really fit my criteria of like a game that I would play.
It does ish for me.
Well, no,
if it taps into Fallout New Vegas aspects of things, it's got me. If it taps into Fallout 4 or Fallout 76, I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
But it's basically like space Fallout. It's got a lot of hype around it, but it's coming to fucking Switch, everyone.
Yeah, that it is.
So that's fucking fantastic news for Switch owners. But that's really all I got there.
There's a lot of fantastic news for Switch owners, though. I mean,
yeah, dude.
You want to talk about, like, I guarantee they're losing money on their consoles.
Well, I saw an article recently where you can run Android on your Switch.
Yeah, that is a true fact. It opens up a level of gaming that fits into Google's format of what we're trying to do. Nintendo's never signed an exclusivity deal, and I think they're playing the pot really well right now, because mobile devices is definitely a thing. I'm waiting on a revisit to like facial wear, like Google Glass and HoloLens and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to a more simplified model of able to just go out and play video games. And VR's cool. AR's cooler. Because as long as you can maintain social awareness and get your game on.
Yeah. I'd have to agree there to an extent. You know, AR is cool in that respect. It's like you're still in the real world, but when VR hits its stride, man, and that immersion's there, and it's sad that I still go back, and I've said this multiple times on many shows, Elite Dangerous, man. I can always go back to Elite Dangerous. That is the most immersed I've ever felt in the cockpit of a spaceship. Where when you're pulling up to a star it's a fucking star. And dude, you're like looking up and all around you. And then you start to get too close to the star because you've been fucking just staring at the shit. And then you start overheating and you're like, fuck. Get me the fuck away from this star. That's good stuff, man. And that's where VR has its place. And as you know, I'm kind of debating on an actual racing wheel and set up for that shit. So Project Cars 2 is in my future, but I'm going to start by playing it on a fucking controller, because if I'm going to buy a racing wheel, I'm going to buy one that comes with some solid pedals. I'm going to buy the gear shifter, and I'm going to buy the stand for it. So it's a $600 investment.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm already up to 12 on mine.
Yeah, man, I ain't there.
I've gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, because I want to bring that in here, but I don't want the chair. I want everything else.
Yeah.
Because I've got the shifter, I've got the pedals, I've got the wheel. I just need a stand that's going to hold all of it really good that I can play.
I mean, if I throw my chair into the mix, it would be $1,200, just based on the computer chair that I own. But since I own a $700 computer chair, and it was well worth the $700, by the way, I just want to use my computer chair. And I think that's kind of how you're feeling. Like you said before, though, you were Xbox gaming when you bought your racing setup, right?
Yes. So I bought a rig to sit in front of an Xbox.
Yeah. So, and even if I buy that rig for VR and set it up for VR, I can still play. I can still Forza it on my 34-inch
Speaking of, have you watched what he's been doing over there?
No,
because his rig is only set up to run VR.
Yeah, he said he was going to do that in the first stream I watched when he was building it. Right. He was going to start in VR and then decide if it was worth it to go to a triple monitor surround setup.
Right. Now, he's bought components for this that have arrived.
Okay.
He can roll the windows up or down. On any car he's choosing.
All right, sorry, I had to finish while motherfucker can roll his windows up and down.
He can roll his windows up and down. There is a function within the game that allows him to roll the windows up or down, and he has a device that is part of this rig that blows wind and mimics the audible noise of how far that window is opened and the speed he is traveling.
Nice. Hell yeah. Jake said in the chat that Carnage is fun. That's that game that I was playing, man. The like Skyrim-ish game. The graphics are good. Like, and you get to move around like you're moving around in Skyrim. You just move your thumbsticks and shit happens. And it's co-op. So at some point there, twos, we're going to have to co-op that shit up. My question to you is, did you go warrior or did you go archer? And I'll leave it at that until you respond. What kind of time we got? Oh shit, we's done on the radio. Bye, Radio Lane.
Yeah, we were definitely off air over there.
Yeah, bye, Radio Lane. If you did listen, thanks for listening. If there's ever a time you want to catch us, make sure you hit up that link in the description. Save that shit. That's the IroniqRadio audio stream. That's how you listen to us if you're on the road.
Yeah, if you just want to be out riding around and fucking find us, that's how you're out riding around and finding us.
Yeah. Other than that, check out all the links. Hit us up. Throw some love. We's a sad group of angry dandelions. We's your Charlie Brown Christmas tree over here, motherfuckers.
We are definitely your Charlie Brown Christmas tree. All right, so question, Jake. You got a game of Madden in you before we? individually call it a night?
I'm gonna be up for a minute. We get in the stream, y'all can madden it up.
I don't know. I mean, would you be interested in anything else?
I definitely don't want to dive into a new Madden after I've been drinking. I'm thinking more.
That's a great time to dive into a new Madden.
Man, that means I gotta re-sign up for EA fucking access nonsense, and Lance says he's in. He'll play Madden.
I see that. Warrior and yes. I'll play Madden.
Okay, yeah, I went Warrior 2 with the crossbow. So at some point in time, that means I'm going to have to check out the real bow with the dual wield. Because if you go... So in Carnage, if you go Warrior, you sword and shield it, and you can switch your loadouts real quick, and you could go to a crossbow. If you go like the Archer class, you dual wield swords, and you get an actual like long bow.
Oh, okay.
And then on top of that, you know, man,
that's weird. That's a weird build for you based on just what your Grim Dawn build was. Like
there's no me build, man. My build is weird.
Yeah,
I want to swing big swords and heal. I don't want to necessarily tank, but I want to be tanky enough that I can swing the big swords.
You paladin.
Yeah, dude, that's me. House Gryffindor.
Yeah, you paladin.
But well,
all right, everybody, y'all heard it right here. We're about to go alternate ourselves out to do some other stuff, man. Yeah. We appreciate everything. Stay tuned. We're around on a regular basis.
You never know. I may come back live on the angry Dandelion to.
Well, the good part about that is that I can edit the post and share it back out. So
cool. Well,
yeah, now we have a tagline for it, so at least I can reprocess. That was what I wanted to test, and I was like, can I further this?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Everyone, thanks for fucking watching. Y'all can catch us every Wednesday, 7 to 9, doing the same old shit, maybe with the guru. But hey, man, 2-man show. I'd say we had a good show, man.
Oh, dude, I did a great 2-man show yesterday too.
I saw it as I was falling asleep.
The entire show was dedicated to nothing other than who are the most elite of elite bands. And the Stones are the backbone where you're like, all right, you've got to... They're selling tickets right now for $1,200, and people are filling stadiums still to go see this shit. They got 2 shows at the fucking Met in New Jersey.
Yeah, dude, Stones are a timeless band, that's for sure.
So who else would have, throughout time, who else can compare, and who gets to be part of that eliteness of that group? And you look at the Beatles and you go, well, no, the
Not
Beatles.
Really.
The Beatles don't get to be a part of that thing. Metallica's done the time. They get to be a part of that. The Beach Boys get to be a part of that.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Ray Charles gets to be a part of that. Fucking, like, there are groups that are allowed, but you had to kick out other really big groups to be like, this is the elite of the elite. And the criteria was very stringent. We went down a very top 100 greatest of all time, and we still only walked away with that with maybe 11 artists or groups making it into Rolling Stone's elite of, if that's the criteria that we're basing it off of. You've got to serve your time. You've got to be able to sell the shows. You've got to be popular.
I'm just gonna say this: I am not a Rolling Stones fan.
you don't have to be. You still understand what
Yep,
they
I
are.
get it. I get it. Just like I'm not a Beatles fan, but I also get what the Beatles did.
Yeah, the thing is the Beatles don't make it into the category though because they
Not
didn't do
not
the
that not that particular category for
no.
sure.
They didn't do the time. Now influencers, there were a lot of really big
Well,
influencers on the
the
list.
Beatles were like the first artists to use a studio as an instrument.
Yeah, the influencers of change in music, like there is a lot of credit
Yeah,
that to be given there. Uh, Aerosmith, Run DMC, their points of have they done enough time and are they still like it? Does it still maintain that resonance?
yeah.
Because the Stones are selling tickets at $1,200. They still
Fuck me.
maintain resonance.
Right.
Like that's a very very elite class,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, that's the group I'm talking about. Like, are there bands out there like them? You know, you look at a Grateful
Tool
Dead,
maybe.
you look at
Tool.
a Grateful, you look at a Grateful Dead, you look at a Tool, you look at a Fish, you look at a, you know, the Parrot Heads,
Yeah. Jimmy Buffett. Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett. Like you look at groups like that, and then you start to really kind of finite the details of what makes that okay to be on the list, because the list has got to be that ultra elite.
Yeah. It does.
And to come out of 100 and still only be able to have maybe 11, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm okay with that right now.
Right.
I want to continue to dive into the list outside the top 100 and see what their opinions are. Like, even though they may not have been singly respected on this list of tens of thousands, let's talk about their ability to be what that was for the time span of what that was.
Got you. Well, shit, man.
By Facebook.
Yeah, I'm about to go drown a urinal. But
By YouTube.
yeah, so I'm gonna end up this stream. I will say one thing on the way out. Y'all want to keep up with us? Y'all want to chat with us or whatever? Link to the Discord is in the description. If it don't work, send us a DM on Facebook. Let me know. I'll get you a link. You can join us on Discord. Come hang out.
Yeah, we respond relatively quickly if we ever get any messages. So make sure and hit that in your response status too.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, y'all. We'll catch you next week.
Later.